Hello, this is Matt from Ace Appliance in Toledo, Ohio. Welcome back to another in-home diagnostic video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com. Alright, well what we have here is a Whirlpool English refrigerator. The customer's complaint is the flapper for the ice here. It's just kind of free hanging, nothing really supporting it. And what they're getting is ice buildup on the inside and under the auger assembly. The tools we will need for this repair is a 1/4-inch nut driver, a flathead screwdriver, and this is an optional piece which is called a tack puller. Basically you can use either or. I find this one to be a little bit easier to work with. So the first thing we're going to do is find out what we have going on, what's broken internally on here. So you can take a flathead screwdriver, and there's 2 little notches on the underside here that you have to pry. What I use is a tack puller. It's got a little bit of an angle to it. Pull the cover plate right off. And lift up. And on the back side you've got a connector here, just to press it and get this out of the way. So we've got basically the plunger here, and what the customer had found laying on the ground was this piece here, which is a spring-loaded mechanism that kind of holds the flapper and springs it back down into place. So now we're going to see if the flapper itself or the arm is possibly busted. You've got 2 tabs on each side here, which you can depress by hand or with a screwdriver. And you can kind of swing this up out of the way. And then here's the flapper, which this piece is still intact. I want to make sure that there's no damage to this side on the gasket here. And then this is just a piece to the plunger, which will slide up in there just like that. It kind of puts a pull on it to where it closes slowly. And you got your screws here. Checking for any damage to the dispenser piece, which I don't visually see anything. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take this screw out here, which holds the dispenser in place, and pull this out. Well, I was just going to try to tie that up like this, but we really didn't have anything to tie it to, just for filming purposes so you could see a little bit better. But what I did was disconnected this connector here, and that'll kind of let us sort of pull this over to the side as we're working. And we've got 1 1/4-inch screw on the inside there that we're going to remove. And this there's 2 pieces that are going to come off when you take this. There's a little shim, and then the bunny ear looking piece. So like I just dropped that there, so you want to pay attention. There's this piece here. And then this piece. And at that point you can remove the dispenser. Alright, well what we've got is the customer's piece, which was this here that was laying on the ground. What actually happened here is this bar is supposed to slide through and lock into place here holding your spring in position. And what we have is the actual plastic, the other side of the hole that supports the other side of this pin has broken off. So we would actually have to replace this whole housing. Alright, well, basically the overall issue here is this tab up at the top that's going to hold your bar in place that supports the whole flapper assembly is broken. So what we have to order is there's a kit where you break off all these tabs up underneath here and you mount, I think it's double-sided tape that you mount a new bracket on there, and it comes new bracket, new flapper, new plunger, and a new bar. So that's the kit that we're gonna have to order in. So at this point we're just gonna kind of pop it back together here so we're not missing this piece, because it does not come with this piece. And then you've got your little spacer that you kind of wedge up underneath there. Alright, so we got it mounted back up in there, and on the back side these are the micro switches that the dispensers are going to hit. So we're going to go ahead and hook this connector back in. And this kind of flips upside down. The bottom in first. There's tabs along the top here. That should snap right into place. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and hook the cover back in. Just have the one connector there. And you got the 3 tabs here, which is what it drops down onto. So you go from the top. You'll feel it sort of drop into place, and then give it a hard push on the bottom, snap the bottom into place. And then what I'm going to have him do at this point is we're just going to shove a towel down in here to sort of block the airflow and keep that warm air from coming up into the freezer section until we get the components replaced. Thank you for watching another quality video from ApplianceVideo.com.